So, very random little mini video. So, well, I don't know if it's going to be mini. I've got up, I'm determined to crack on with this axle. It's bank holiday weekend, I've got a little bit of time. So I've been doing some research over the internet on the weekend. So that's what I've been doing first thing in the morning. So maybe this afternoon I can move on. Galvanisation. So how do we remove it? You can wire brush it, which isn't working very effectively. We did spend a long time trying to get this better. You can use heat, and I've got a blowtorch arriving today, but you can also use acid, and some paint removers are also very effective. So before I go away to watch my kids play football, I've plastered it up with a bit of Nitromors. Yes, very good. That's really old. I'm becoming like my dad. That's probably 20 years old from my first house. You know, you hang on to it just in case you need it. Well, this time I needed it. So I've done both sides. I've also been looking into U-bolts. So this is a Morris Marina axle. It's not identical to a Morris Minor axle, but it's a pretty good fit. Now, it does have slightly different U-bolts for it, but only fractionally different to the Morris Minor. Now, there's some threads on, I think it's called Racing Marinas or something like that. Not too sure why you'd ever want to do that. Actually, I'm lying, I'm very fond of Marinas. I drove around New Zealand in one. Good cars. The Morris Minor ones will fit, they just need a bit of persuasion. So I've thought of persuading, and I can confirm they do fit. But they need some persuasion. They need opening up by about 3 mil, maybe 2 mil, which I'm going to try and do, what I'm going to try to do when I get back. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to do that. Maybe it will involve a jack or a ratchet or wedges. I don't know. If I can open these up a little bit, I think we're on to a good one. And then I can clamp everything together. It also has, because obviously it was me and my dad yesterday, so I didn't go into the detail, slightly bespoke bottom plates there to pick up the bits and pieces for the Marina stuff, so it all fits, which it will do. So yeah, a little bit of prep this morning, so hopefully have a little bit of work on it this afternoon. Also hopefully this after the video I made yesterday as well, I also stripped off some other bits. So this is the bespoke gearbox support for the Type 9 Ford Sierra, which we're going to clean up. I pulled out the pedal assembly. I've ordered some new, so I don't know if you don't know how these work. Basically, this is your clutch pedal, that's your brake pedal, that's the plunger for the master cylinder, which sits in here. I have ordered a new clutch pedal because this one is totally worn. You can see the shaft there, and the brake pedal sort of goes around. The brake pedal's fine, that's got a brass sort of, I can't remember what you call it now, it's not a bearing, but you know what I mean. So that will be refurbished, that's being replaced. I've also stripped off the chassis on it, which is not ideal. The slave cylinder for the hydraulic clutch, again because it's got the Type 9 gearbox conversion. So that will get stripped back and painted as well. So there you go, I have done bits. Just keen to get the axle on. I will give the axle a good brush down and a lick of paint once it's actually on, but as it is there, it's a little bit unwieldy, so I just want to get it on so I can at least get it back in the workshop. So maybe, if you're lucky, the next video will be this afternoon. Right, so I've come back later in the afternoon. I've wire brushed this side, taken it off, and it seems to have made it a bit better, but it's still not good enough. The castellated nut kind of wants to go on, but it won't go on. You can see it's still far too caked up. So I'm going to try maybe just picking a bit out with a blade, because it is very soft zinc. Maybe just a bit of care and attention I can get onto it. I mean, really, I just want to try and do something whilst the heat gun isn't here, but we'll give it a go. I'm going to keep going, and if I struggle with this for much longer, I will see if I can get the U-bolts on. So that's the second plan. Alright, giving up on that. Bit of heat's needed. I mean, I'm getting there. It's biting a little bit. I'm using I can't even find, oh, from there. So there's the old nut, which is grabbing a little bit. I know I'm sort of, I don't care about this one too much, so seeing if I can maybe get something going, and it does start but it stops again, so hopefully we can get a bit of heat on there and sort it out. So the next little job, we're going to run the wire brush across the axle and let's see if we can get half U-bolt in. Right, I'm feeling a little bit smug actually. So these are the Morris Minor U-bolts for the commercial vehicle. Now the bottom plate here fits nicely into the underside of the housing on the axle. Problem is there's about 3mm difference here. So what I've done, I've opened up the U-bolt, but then it's too tight to try and get through here. So I've managed to, with just grip, close it up a little bit so that it springs open, and then hold the clamp on there to bring it back together. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to turn this around, locate it nicely, rinse and repeat. Job's a good one. So I'm going to give it another go, then if it goes well, I can maybe show you what I did on the other side. I really shouldn't have been so smug earlier. I honestly shouldn't have. An hour later, but I've managed to get it on. Yeah, my jiggery pokery did not work, let's be quite honest. But I'm really pleased with that. It's clamped up nicely. Could do with a bit more adjustment, I imagine, once I get the other side on. But it's on, that's the main thing. So we've got a bit of weight now sitting on the axle, which is great. So I am going to try and fit the other side, because then big step forwards. Once that's on, and I can actually burn off some of this galvanisation, that's kind of like the rear, well, other than the shock absorbers, that's the rear suspension done. I mean, it's very, very simple. Literally cart springs. Sorry, that's the shock absorbers, yeah. So crack on with the other side, see how I can get on. Wish me luck. All right, well, that's the other side in. Give me a few seconds to see if there's something different on this side compared to the other. What could it be? Yeah, that's right. Bloody bump stop. Looks like I'm loosening that side off again. There we are. 2 bump stops. You can't see it. Maybe wondering why I've only got the U-bolt on one side. It's because it's a Morris Marina axle. So this part here is slightly wider. So you can't actually clamp both of them on. One's okay. I mean, in all the time I've driven this thing, I'm not using it as a commercial vehicle, so it never bumps out anyway, to be honest with you. But anyway, they're on, just in case. So yeah, that's another couple of hours just messing around. What I'm going to do whilst I'm in the mood, clean up these parts here. I've got some black hammerite turning up tomorrow, or maybe Tuesday. So quickly clean these up as I've got all the bits out, and then I'll call it a day. But yeah, really pleased to have that in place. I hope by bolting this axle in I haven't made it hard to hook on the front. Live and learn. We can always loosen the back off a bit more. I think we can still, yeah, a little bit of jimmy that round, I reckon. Oh, isn't it nice to be doing something other than welding and painting? Anyway, a bit more cleaning. All right, that'll do for today. I think I'm going to play a bit of ping pong with one of the kids, or table tennis, as grown-ups like to call them. So, cleaned up. Forgot I could have probably cleaned up the adapter piece for the slave cylinder. I will do that another time. So, happy days. Really, really pleased with that. Hopefully, if the gas turns up tomorrow, I can see if I can get the front springs on, and then the hammerite's turning up, so I can give that axle a lick of paint and just tidy that up a little bit. I'm not going to make it look immaculate, obviously. And then, what then? I ordered some new brake pipes, actually, and a new master cylinder. So I'm going to fit those and the brake pipe sections that I can, which is basically from the chassis coming out to the back. I think that's all I can really do in it. Anyone got any ideas, put them in the comments. But then I'm maybe transfer over the fuel tank, but I'm in no rush for that. And I don't even think I'm going to use that original fuel tank. It's pretty tatty. Oh, I am quite close to putting the cab on. I'm a lot closer than I think I realise. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? Anyway, maybe a video tomorrow, maybe not. But yeah, generally really pleased.